Well, it's good to see you back. Day 26, 30 days to natural diabetes and high blood pressure control. I'm Dr. David DeRose. Today's message, dump your supplements. Now, it may sound like a strange request. After all, haven't we mentioned in this very series some supplements that could help you? Well, let me tell you a story and then maybe you'll understand my concern. Had the privilege of working with a patient some years ago who got her hands on a Chinese herb, a Chinese herbal supplement, a mix of herbs, at least purportedly, that was dramatically helping her rheumatoid arthritis. She was in a residential lifestyle center that I was helping run at the time, and I was just amazed. What was in these supplements? Well, she obliged me by giving me the ingredients. The only problem was they were in Chinese. Well, wasn't a lost cause because not long before I had met a physician. She was trained in both traditional Chinese medicine and Western medicine. I said, we've got the answer. Let's just send the information to her. So I did. I sent her a copy of the ingredients and she replied. She told me exactly what each of those Chinese herbs did. Didn't give me the names of the herbs. She just said they did things like balanced the yin and yang, tamed the fire, stimulated the wind. I didn't know anything more about what was in those pills than when I started. A little while later, one of my colleagues who was in on this whole process came across a report from the Food and Drug Administration. It just so happened these very same supplements were getting rave reviews from other individuals, but the FDA was getting some reports of some serious drug reactions. They analyzed the supplements and they found that these so-called Chinese herbs were laced with powerful drugs like benzodiazepines, strong sedatives, diuretics, water pills, corticosteroids, things like prednisone. Why was that patient feeling better? She was getting all kinds of prescription drugs, but it was labeled as an herbal supplement. My message today is dump your supplements. If you're not absolutely certain what you're taking and how it works in your body, you shouldn't be taking it. Just because someone on the internet said they got good results with something, if you're not listening to a reputable source, if you're not looking at scientifically vetted, if you will, material, then I would suggest you just dump that supplement. That's why when we wrote our book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control, we give references. There's over 400 references in the book. Many of them are scientific references talking about why we recommend the things that we do. Now, since we're speaking about supplements and some of the dangers, we've got a figure 13.3 in the book, selected herbs associated with elevated blood pressure. These are all herbs that can raise your blood pressure. But now here's the deal. It doesn't mean these herbs are bad. It just means that if you're focused on controlling your blood sugar and controlling your blood pressure, you got to be careful about some of these things. Let me give you a great example. On this list is ginseng. Now there's a number of different ginsengs. It's kind of a family, if you will, the ginseng family. Some of these herbs can actually lower blood sugar, but others can raise blood pressure. So if you have both conditions, you may not be doing yourself a favor taking a ginseng supplement. How about St. John's wort? Documented benefits as far as dealing with depression. But if you have high blood pressure, St. John's wort has been shown to ramp up your blood pressure. This is not an herb that I recommend if you have concerns with your blood pressure numbers. What about ephedra or mahuang? These are common ingredients in herbal supplements for weight loss. You say, but that's what we want. We're overweight. We're trying to get our weight down for our blood pressure and our diabetes. Problem is, this herb is a stimulant. It's likely to raise your blood pressure and your blood sugar because of its stimulant properties. The message for today is, in general, you want to dump those supplements. Far too many people come into my office, they just read something on the internet, they heard something from somebody, they walked into a health food store, they didn't talk with any kind of a health professional, and they're taking a bunch of herbs and supplements. Some of them may actually be doing you harm. Make sure anything that you're taking actually has demonstrated benefits in the specific conditions you're dealing with. That's what we're trying to cover in this program. Hey, listen, I'm not leaving you high and dry. Stay tuned with me in the next few days. We're going to talk about supplements of proven benefit when it comes to high blood pressure and diabetes. That's where we're headed. But for now, those other supplements, you're not 100% sure they're doing you good. Probably best to lay them aside. If you got questions, talk with your healthcare provider. I'm Dr. DeRose. More tomorrow. Stay tuned.